Hello and welcome to my Wilderness Project video presentation. In this video, I will be discussing the Desolation Wilderness of California, sharing with you a brief history of the area, why it became a federally designated wilderness area, the geography of the Desolation Wilderness, some of its unique features, and some important information if you plan to visit. Let's start with the geography. The Desolation Wilderness area is located southwest of Lake Tahoe in El Dorado County, California. The total area of protected wilderness is 63,960 acres of alpine forest, granite peaks, valleys, and lakes. The valleys and lakes were carved out by glacial movement, which also helped give rise to the many waterfalls that exist in this wilderness, the most famous of which is Horsetail Falls, which covers about 500 feet in a series of cascades. So what happened here before it was known as Desolation? This area has a history of use by different groups for refuge and for resources. Before American settlers traveled to the area, Washoe Indians made temporary encampments in a few spots around the Desolation area. These are believed to have been made as the Washoe migrated through the area in the summers. During the 1800s, as settlers made their way west, miners would explore the Granite Mountains in search of gold. These individuals would generally leave empty-handed, though, as there was not much gold to be found. It wasn't until 1899 that the General Land Office set aside the area as a forest reserve and protected the land from further development. In 1931, it was formally designated as a roadless primitive area, and in 1969 officially became the Desolation Wilderness when the area was incorporated into the National Wilderness Preservation System. Today, the Desolation Wilderness is jointly managed by the El Dorado National Forest and Lake Tahoe Basin Management Unit and is one of the most popular backpacking experiences in California. Any wilderness area you want to visit should be researched ahead of time in order to properly prepare for your adventure. Some of the information to know would be, are there any special rules for the area? Do I need a pass to enter? Is there nearby parking? What's the climate like? For Desolation Wilderness specifically, there are a few things you need to know. First, permits are required to enter the park. There is a $6 non-refundable reservation fee, and parking permits are required in some areas, although parking fees are waived with overnight passes. Even though there is parking available, keep in mind that, as a wilderness area, the only means of transportation permitted within the boundaries of the wilderness are on foot or horseback. All other methods are prohibited. For campers, there are two different prices per person if you plan to stay overnight. $5 for one night, or $10 for 2 or more nights, up to 14 nights. Kids 12 and under get in free. If you want to cook any of your meals, be sure to pack a stove and some propane, because wood and charcoal fires are prohibited with no exceptions. If at any point you need to refill your water supply, make sure you have some form of water filtration or purification system. The water can carry harmful bacteria or parasites that can make you sick, which can make a journey through the wilderness much more dangerous. Remember that you are in a wilderness area here, and such areas are home to many wild animals. Here, black bears are a common sight, which should inspire certain precautions. The first thing I should mention here is that as of July 18th, 2022, visitors are required to store food and refuse in a canister designed to prevent access by a bear. This will help keep unwanted interactions with wildlife to a minimum. It is also recommended that visitors bring bear mace with them as an extra defense. The Desolation Wilderness is a beautiful area with a lot of open space above the tree line, which allows for greater viewing distance than if you were hiking through a dense forest, and offers lovely views of the lakes, waterfalls, and mountains that makes Desolation such a wonderful place to visit. It also sustains the wildlife of the area. These reasons are why the Desolation Wilderness was deemed worthy of the protection offered by wilderness designation.